Hello guys, I am Zachariah, the ghostwriter. Today I decided to go to Bronkhorspruit mountain despite having a dream where I saw myself being attacked in a cave by a snake. But I went there regardless. And something special, happened today while I was there. And I feel like I can share this with you guys because, fathers are supporting their daughters. Fathers are supporting their wives. I've seen, fathers who are not church members doing everything in their power to make sure that they are there to support, their daughters and, wives. And I have to say, I salute and I respect what you guys are doing. Some of you guys who have been watching some of my videos on YouTube, I spoke about the dream I had a night before I was planning to go to Bronkhorspruit mountain, where I saw myself being attacked by a snake in the cave. It was the first time seeing myself being attacked in a cave. So if you are watching this video from TikTok, I know that video I didn't upload it on TikTok. I will just speak about it a bit so that I will simplify things for you. You will know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm, going deep in the story. So there was a moment where, or there was a day where I decided to go to Witward to go and pray. And there was this other gentleman who wanted to go with me. And he arranged with me and we planned that, we were going to go to Witward on Monday morning. But on Sunday evening, the gentleman decided to change plans. He said to me he has been at Witward and he feels like he should join me on my trip to Bronkhorspruit because my plan was to do them back to back. I wanted to go to Witward on Monday and go also to Bronkhorspruit on Tuesday. So he changed on the last minute that he's no longer going to Witward with me. Then Monday early in the morning, I decided to go there alone, and I was super blessed because on that day, I was approached by 3 different prophets who gave me answers to all the questions that I was asking myself. They actually gave me the keys. They actually simplified things. And on my way back, I was so, satisfied with their prophecy, and I felt like, I am complete. There is no need for me to go to Bronkhorspruit because I went to Witward and they gave me everything that I needed. So I decided to call the gentleman and I told him that, look, bruh, I decided not to go to Bronkhorspruit anymore because I went to Witward and they gave me all the answers that I needed. The gentleman, didn't want to accept that I'm cancelling the trip to Bronkhorspruit and he wanted us to go to Bronkhorspruit. He even offered to pay for transport because I told him that I already used money, on my trip to Witward. I told him like, no, bro, I feel like I should just sleep tomorrow because I got everything that I needed at Witward. He said to me, okay, sleep. And if you wake up early in the morning and feeling like you wanna change your mind and go to Bronkhorspruit, let me know. I'm willing to pay for transport. I said to him, okay, no problem, let me sleep. So I had a dream, all right? And in this dream, I saw myself going to Bronkhorspruit with this other person. I don't see that person's face, but I can see their structure, their body, right? And this person resembled the person I was supposed to go with that following day on Tuesday. I'm having a dream on Monday night. Remember, this Monday is the day that I went to Witward. I came back, and at night I'm telling this guy that I'm planning to postpone a trip to Bronkhorspruit. Now he said I can sleep and think about it, and the following day, if I change my mind, we can still go to Bronkhorspruit. So in the middle of the night, I had a dream. So I see us entering a cave, and there is water in this cave. I'm on the right hand side, and this guy is on the left hand side. And while we are busy walking towards the end of the cave, I see a snake. And within seconds, as I am thinking about going backwards because of I see that the situation is not favorable for us, I just got frozen. I felt the whole body becoming like a magnet, like electricity. The whole body froze. I couldn't move an inch, but I can see it, but I cannot move. And it was approaching towards our direction. I don't know what happened to you. What I saw at the end was white everywhere. This brightness. And I remember saying to myself, this is how the chapter is ending. This is the end. I knew that someday this will happen whereby I'll go to a cave and I'm not gonna come back. But I was like saying that very worried, like, is this how it's ending? Like, is this how it's ending? Like, I was just heartbroken in a way that I felt like I was betrayed. I felt like this is not how my chapter should end. I still have so many mountains to go to. I woke up in my dream, and my whole body was still feeling the same way I was feeling in my dream. And I knew that the dream is real. I knew that it's real and it's going to happen. So I didn't play games, I postponed. The guy was not happy, obviously. Until this day, the guy haven't had the guards to go to that place alone, right? Obviously, the Bronkhorspruit mountain, if I can give a little bit of a background, many people will tell you Thaba Ya Tshelete is the mountain which is known that it has money and people can see money there, but you cannot take that money. Once you are attempting to take that money, it's over. It's no. I have this other audio. My daughter was even telling me stories about that mountain before I can even climb that mountain. I'll see if I will pull that audio for you guys. I'm not going to show her face because it's a video, but you will hear her voice. If I'll put it, attach it with this video, right? So I gave you the background story. So now, on my way to the mountain, I came across this woman. She's old, dark in complexion. At the end of this video, I'll tell you, I'll cover all the transportation, how to get there, and how much money you're paying, right? I just want to speak about this lady. Now, I've got this other gentleman who gave me a lift and he dropped me at Fontaine. While I was at Fontaine next to a garage, I see this woman, she's waiting there, she's also hiking. It's hiking time. We are hiking, Papa. So as we are hiking there, greeted the lady, she was so polite. As usual, she asked me where I'm going. I told her that I am going to the mountain after Bronkhorspruit. Because the reason why the person asks you where you're going is that when they are pointing and the person or the driver says, I'm going to that direction, that person who is closer to the driver can say, okay, that person goes to where you are going. So she can easily call me and say, he is going to where you're going. And in that way, you get a transport. That's why we ask each other, where are you going? If you're going to Bronkhor, we know that, okay, you're going to Bronkhor. If you're going to Witbank, we know that you're going to Witbank. If any transport stops and the driver says, I'm going to Witbank, we know that you're right. We know that you're right. That's how it works. And she said, you're going to that mountain? I said, yes. She smiled. And she said, you know, if I was driving, I was going to take you to that mountain. I said, do you know the mountain? She said, yeah, I grew up around there. I know the mountain. I know all the stories about the mountain. I said, do you know where there is water on that mountain? She said, no, I've never been on top of that mountain, but I had so many stories about the mountain. But I was going to drop you there. We stood there and that lady started sharing so much wisdom. And I was just shocked by the way she was breaking down things for me. She used the analogy of a phone. without me telling her anything about my life. She said, you see this phone? It's black on this side. And before anything great that will happen in your life, the situation will be like this. The color of this phone, it will be dark. People are not going to take your calls. People are not going to spend time with you, or maybe to associate themselves with you, even family members. But don't worry. It's just a matter of time, because sooner your life will be like this. She pressed the phone and she showed me the brightness of the other side of the phone. She said, when things start to be this way, everybody will be calling you, everybody will want to visit you, everybody will remember you. And she said to me, remember this, just trust God. Put everything in the hands of God and He will do the rest. I like how you pray, and make sure that your house, that woman. And I was like, okay, she's not just sharing things with me. She's actually going deep. She is prophesying. She is telling me exactly what I need to hear. Surprisingly, after I went to the mountain, on my way back at Bronkhorspruit, I was next to Spa. Clicks is this side. I was crossing to this side of Spa where I can get the Johannesburg taxis. I just had somebody calling me. And when I look, it's that old woman. She is with a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old daughter. She was so happy to see me, and she said to her daughter, this is the man that I came with. And that girl, her facial expression, the way she was so excited, it's like I'm their family, you know. And I got a taxi to Joburg and I came this side. That was something that I was not even expecting. But let me go back to Bronkhorspruit Mountain. So I arrived at Bronkhorspruit Mountain. While I was walking in, I saw that, okay, there was another car which was approaching behind me. There was the other car which was parked there. There was one guy who was in the car. But I recognized the other gentleman who was sitting under the tree alone. A lot of chickens around him. When they greeted him, decided to go to him, not the guy in the car. Went to him, greeted him, and I asked him where I can get water. And he said to me, do you want Leakwa or do you want Siliva? I said Siliva. And I told him the reason why I want Siliva first. Because for those who don't know, if you get to any place that you don't know, if you're asking about water and they tell you that we have all different type of water and we also have Siliva, make sure that you go to Siliva first, because that's the heart of the entire place. Everything that lives there drinks water there. So you need to go there. It's like Kohorong, it's like the head office, it's like the parliament where things do happen. If you can get there and get water, drink that water first before you carry the bottle, now you can go anywhere because of you went there first. But if you jump in, you want to go to other places, you end up being in certain places, seeing certain stuff that you're not supposed to see. That's why we hear that a lot of people do run at the mountains, because of they see some stuff that they don't even understand. You get there, ask for that water, you drink the water. Normally you wash your face also, so that when you walk, your eyes can be wide open, right? So I walked with him and I told him, like, no, as usual, I have to go to Siliva first before I get to other places. Those people who were behind me with the car, there was this lady who can be in her 50s, yellow bone. There was this guy who looked older than me, He was dark in complexion. I'm saying this on purpose. And there was a girl who can be in her teens, maybe 18, 19. She was light skinned also. Looked exactly like her mom. They decided to follow us. It was their first time there. They followed us. When we got to Siliva, they were just right next to us. Obviously, the gentleman showed me that Siliva kissing. And while we were going to Siliva, we were busy talking. And he said, man, I've been here for about a year now. You know. The landlord, welcomed me. And he told me a lot of stuff that I understood, obviously, because of I was at Val. Once he started telling me stuff, I'm like, that's the same thing which was happening at Val, whereby we can stay there for months. When people arrive, they find us there. And he was like saying some other people, who I used to pray with them here, I see them now coming back, driving cars. Others are driving, the Ford Rangers, others are driving this and that. And I know that when I was driving past, that place, I saw some Rangers, parked there. And when he said that, I can tell that the day when I was recording that video that I put on TikTok and also on YouTube, there were Ford Ranger which was parked there. So he was referring to that gentleman. I understood that. And he said some of them, they still come back. When they find him there, they give him a little bit of money to buy bread or to buy, maize meal. Others, they come with stuff, and others, they're giving him clothes. I understood exactly what he was saying because of I spent months under the bridge at Val. So I can relate with what he was telling me, right? So as we got there, obviously, Metzia Kopelo, because of there were 3 people plus that gentleman who was showing me Sidiba. I felt like the whole place was crowded, so I went on top. I will share the video with you guys. You will see Sidiba if you want to see. So I went on top. We look up there because obviously, when I pray, there is a certain direction that I always face to that certain direction.